Arguably, the most exciting part of Outrider Worldslayer are the new mods that have been introduced within the 100 brand new legendaries brought to the game in this expansion. Now, amongst those legendaries, some of the most exciting and impactful are some of the new weapon mods found on the new guns. Now, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you my top 3 weapon mods that have been added through Outriders Worldslayer, letting you know exactly how I find them useful and why I rank them the way that I do. Now, this is going to be kind of subjective in nature, although I do think objectively these guns are extremely potent. We'll definitely want to hear your opinions in the comments below. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what I think are the best 3 new weapon mods in Outriders Worldslayer. Alright, coming in at number 3 is the mod that during beta I had personally ranked as my number 1 new mod. Unfortunately, this mod was heavily nerfed on the day 1 patch, so it's not nearly as powerful. However, it still falls into my number 3 slot, and that is the new Omen mod. Now, this mod comes off the Mythos gun. Now, what makes this mod special is that it has a couple elements that work together to create a very powerful mod. The first thing you're going to notice is when you shoot this gun, it's going to go ahead and shoot a relatively slow moving projectile that has a deceptively wide range. Now, anything it touches, it's going to apply its damage to, and also its debuff to. So as you can see here, it's going to add burn and do a decent amount of damage. Now, this goes through enemies, and it also goes through walls and any terrain. So you can actually try it out and shoot enemies that are hiding behind cover, and it will hit them. Now, in addition to the burn and the damage, it also applies a debuff. Now, this debuff makes it that any enemies hit by this projectile are going to take 10 additional % damage from all sources for 3 seconds. This used to be 30% in the beta. However, because this increases all damage, it remains an extremely versatile mod, as it is one of only a few mods that impact both anomaly as well as firepower based builds. Also, the cooldown on the shot is only 4 seconds. So you can basically shoot something, have the debuff up for 3 seconds, there's only 1 second cooldown, and you can reapply it nice and easy. Now, do note, if you swap weapons on this, it takes a couple of seconds for this to power it up. So it's not optimal as a secondary gun, as you will have to wait the 3 to 4 second cooldown period before you can fire with this projectile. As an additional bonus, as you can see here on my screen, it's got a really cool, unique look. So any weapon you have, you're going to see this kind of flaming effect on the front of your gun. In second place, we have Firestorm. Now, I absolutely love this mod. What it does is when you shoot a target, it's going to basically have a beam come down from the sky. And this reminds me of the ion cannon from the old Command & Conquer games. And this beam is going to track whatever enemy it hits. This is important because if enemies start to move, this is going to go with them. Additionally, if you keep shooting the target, the radius of this is going to increase. So this is powerful not against just one enemy, but potentially clumps of enemies. The damage over time lasts over 8 seconds. It's quite potent. And the cooldown is 10 seconds. Now, you can use this in numerous ways. It's very effective because of the increase in radius. If you use it on your primary weapon and keep shooting the target after initiating this. But you can also use it as a fire and forget. You can stick a couple long cooldown mods on a weapon, shoot something, because it tracks, it's going to keep doing damage to the primary target, and then you can swap over to a different gun to get maximal DPS. So it's versatile, it does a ton of damage, it tracks, and it hits multiple targets. It's a win-win-win-win, and it also looks amazing, so it clearly earns its number 2 spot on this list. And finally, in first place, we have Mage's Rage. And this comes off the Final Penance gun. And this may be a controversial pick to some. Now, the reason this mod is so impactful is that it is the very first ever mod that is exclusively built from the ground up for anomaly power builds. In the original Outriders, we all complained that there weren't very many ways to impact anomaly power builds. In fact, Fortress was the one and only way where we could directly increase our damage. Now, with this mod, you're going to be able to stack up to 40% anomaly power, and it lasts 15 seconds. So this is amazing on anomaly power builds, especially on Technomancer turret builds, where you can drop some turrets. You can stack this up, and that 40% anomaly power is going to be felt immediately. With that being said, it can work on any build that's big on focusing on anomaly powers. Anytime you need to line up a big hit against the boss, you kind of warm them up with these debuffs. It stacks incredibly well with Fortress, since you can kind of double tap the procs of Fortress as well as Mage's Rage to create a really nice, huge boost to anomaly power setups. Quite literally, the only thing that this mod doesn't have that the other two contenders have is it doesn't have any cool look. So it is one of those function over looks kind of mods, but I am so glad that this was added to the expansion. Now, these were my top 3 mods in Outriders Worldslayer. What are yours? Do you agree with me? Do you have a different top list? Are there certain mods that you list in your top 3 that I did not even list here? Or do you disagree and believe that one of these 3 mods do not deserve to be on a top 3 list? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to start a discussion. And remember, if you're enjoying this Outriders Worldslayer content, make sure to like, subscribe, let me know so in the comments, and hit that notification bell to be notified when new videos drop. Now, as always, thank you for all the support, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.